Hey everyone, it's Dwayne here. Welcome to another episode. It's a very rare episode of Snapshots from the Summit. It's a weekend episode where, if this is your first time, that in Snapshots from the Summit, we share with you in 5 minutes or less something that you can immediately apply to your own journey of unlocking the money vault and escaping the cage that's keeping thou imprisoned, whether that's a 9-to-5 job or whether it's a business that you are currently running that's kind of not bringing in the biscuits, so to speak. So on a previous episode, just to give you a bit of backstory, I talked about the concept of creating your own personal economy, so that regardless of whatever is happening in the world out there, that it doesn't impact you and your ability to be able to look after the people that you love, right? So it's that old concept of day in, day out, money flowing into your money vault, regardless of what you do or what the world happens to be doing around you. Whether the stock market is crashing, whether the real estate market is crashing or booming, whether Trump and Xiaoping are going at trade wars or whatever else is happening, whether the Russians are hacking someone or whatever. So the concept of creating your own personal economy. Now, what I want to do is just delve into it a little bit further, and it's kind of like jumping out of a aeroplane kind of snapshot. So you're looking down on the big picture, and disclaimer here, I am not licensed to give you financial advice in your jurisdiction, so this is to be taken with a grain of salt. As always, consult your own financial advisor, etc., etc. Or with those disclaimers out of the way. This is just general advice. Well, this is actually what I do, right? This is what I do. So we talked about creating your own personal economy. So first things first, the personal economy is concept or position one. The most important critical action to be taking first is to create that cash flow engine, which is my personal economy, right? So creating for want of a better word, a vault. We call it the Trinity Vault. So creating the vault number one, where regardless of what happens in your life or in the economy, that you have the ability, or a business that brings in money day in, day out, regardless of what's going on around you. So it creates cash flow. That's the primary objective of this particular vault, is bringing in cash flow. That's all it's designed to do, right? Bring in cash flow and day in, day out without risk, so to speak, right? So it's designed there. The sole purpose is to throw off net cash flow, right? So that's vault number one. Then we have vault number two, and this is what I call the fuck you fund, right? The fuck you fund, excuse my French, but the fuck you fund is where we funnel minimum of 6 months, preferably 12 to 18 to 2 years worth of annual income. Right, so whatever your annual income is, from whatever sources that you get it from, we're going to eventually try and store up to including 2 years worth of annual revenue or annual income net into that fuck you fund, right? The fuck you fund is designed not to be touched at all, right? It's purely there as a safety net, right? That's why we call it a fuck you fund, right? So if you happen to be working a job, you can one day walk in and say, boss, I no longer have the desire or the need to work for you. Fuck you, right? Off you go, right? Because you have 2 years worth of net income sitting in a fuck you fund, right? But it's not designed to, be used on a daily basis. It's there purely as a safety net. If it all goes to hell in a handbasket, then you have 2 years worth of revenue that is going to get you through should you need to use it. But the whole idea of it is not to use it, right? So it's there as purely as a safety net to relieve any stress that you might be feeling about money, right? And there's a whole lot of other stuff, but again, this can't go into it in 5 minutes, right? So that's vault number 2, the Fuck You Fund. So we have the cash flow fund, which is vault number 1, and then we funnel that into a vault number 2, which is the Fuck You Fund. And then we have vault number 3, which is our investment vault, right? And depending on your own risk profile, it consists of a number of different revenue streams within the investment vault, right? It could be real estate. It could be different types of asset classes, so to speak. It could be businesses that you have revenue share deals in. It could be stocks. It could be options. It could be futures contracts. It could be cryptocurrencies. It could be anything that you are looking for a return on investment in, right? So it's a vault that has a number of streams or a number of revenue streams that come out of that or deposit into that vault, right? So, and that again depends on your own risk profile, depends on your skill sets, depends on what you have an interest in, etc. But that's what I use, right? That's the exact same strategy I've used in multiple businesses that have reached 7 figures and more, right? So we have the cash flow vault, we have the Fuck You Fund that just sits there in case of emergencies, and then we have the investment vault that then has a number of streams that come into the investment vault that are giving you a return on investment. Mine particularly, I hold wealth in real estate, and I hold wealth in businesses, and I have investments in options and stocks and all sorts of things is what I do. But that's basically the 3 vaults, the Trinity vaults. So we have the vault that just purely, all it's designed to do is throw off cash, right? Just regularly throw cash off. Then we siphon that cash and we put it into the Fuck You Fund till we get to 2 years worth of annual income sitting in that fund. The more the better. You can put more in if you want. And then we have our investment vault that has a number of streams that feed into the investment vault. So that's the million high mile overview of the 3 vaults, the Trinity vaults. So that's today's snapshot from the summit. Hope you got something out of it. Until next time, this is Dwayne signing off for the team here at Conquer Your Everest. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you again on the next episode of Snapshots from the Summit. Till then, bye for now.